Shelley was having a lot of challenges with Carson when she was pregnant, and the doctor was doing a lot of tests, and we found out that something wasn't right, and so we had to go into the hospital and do an emergency C-section. So he was born at 28 and a half weeks. He was just over 2 pounds and just over 13 inches. He could basically fit on the palm of my hand plus a little bit.
He had a hole in his ventricles. His pulmonary valve was narrow, and most people's aortas arch to the left, and his arches to the right.
And he actually had to be emergency med-flighted to Children's Hospital in Milwaukee. And they didn't think he was going to make it. They actually gave him his final rites.
And I remember the next day was Father's Day, and I kept thinking, don't let him die on Father's Day, because I don't want Matt to. I don't want this to be Matt's memory of Father's Day. But he had some great doctors and nurses, and they stayed up all night with him and tried to figure out how to keep him stable. And he made it through Father's Day. And every day it was like one step further. And I never missed a day. I drove to Milwaukee every day, drove back, even if it was just for an hour. So every year we went to the pediatrician, to the cardiologist actually, and we did ultrasounds and x-rays, and when he was 9 years old, they asked for an MRI, and I thought, well, that's kind of odd. They've never asked for an MRI before.
What happened, though, was that he grew faster than they expected, and his heart couldn't keep up. So actually, Christmas, just 2 years ago, he had to go in and get another open heart surgery.
You go in there, and the doctors are like, oh, we do this every day. It's no big deal. But to me, it was like, I can't lose him now.
Carson fought through that and came through with flying colors. And then, to our amazement, we were told that we qualified for a Make-A-Wish grant. And that was one of the best things, you could ask for, because it seemed like a dream come true.
I was thinking that this was going to be the best thing that ever happened to me.
So Carson's wish was to go on a Disney cruise. We as a family had never really been on a family vacation. It was just like a light that came on inside of him of knowing that he could go on this fantastic vacation, and it was something that we didn't have to worry about. It was all taken care of, and it was really focused about him. It was time for him to relax and not worry about his past problems or anything that could potentially happen in the future. It was a time just to take a break.
It was amazing, and I thought that it was going to be something that I would never forget. I was happy that I could spend more time with my family.
Mid-December, Kendall came home from school one day, and she said that she had hit her eye on the playground. We noticed shortly after that her eye started to swell. We didn't think much of it. Then the week of Christmas, she started getting fevers, and her eye was still really swollen.
For a long time there, I thought it was basically, I was coming up with excuses because I had bumped my eye before, and I was thinking, you know what, it's a tender area, and it'll go down over time. It is what it is, and viruses, they were just lasting longer than anticipated by doctors, so we just chalked it up to nothing, where eventually it'll just be over with.
And then we went to the doctor one more time, and he said, let's do an x-ray and some blood work. He did both. They both came back okay, so he ordered an MRI. He called us in and said that there was something there. We didn't know what. We had to biopsy it.
And then we got a phone call out of the blue. Amber answered her phone, and she couldn't talk, and there's a lot of questions that she asked where I kind of knew it wasn't good.
Friday, they called us at home and said, she has leukemia. There's a team of doctors waiting for you at Children's Hospital. Get up there now.
I just remember Kendall sitting in the back seat saying, what's going on? What are we doing? And I said, I have no idea what we're doing, but we're going down to meet a team of doctors that want to do whatever it takes to get you healthy.
It was horrible. In my gut, I knew for, maybe a week or two something didn't seem right, but I was hoping it was nothing. So when they called and told me that, I was shocked. I was terrified.
But as far as her chemo, it's this every 7 to 10 days.
2.5 years of chemotherapy, and it's intense. She got several spinal taps where she would be sedated, and then they would put chemotherapy in her spine, pills at home. Starting in September, she began maintenance, which is another 1.5 years of chemotherapy. She has pills every single day at home. Sometimes it's up to 47 pills a week.
We're into it a year, and it's stressful, and it just starts to add up over time. But without the community, without friends, without Make-A-Wish, it would be an incredibly different experience.
I was familiar with Make-A-Wish, but when they brought it up, it made me uncomfortable. But then when they talked more about it, I started to get excited. Like, she's in the hospital all the time. She misses out on so much. This is something she can do whatever she wants. And she started to look forward to it. She started getting really excited and thinking about all the things that she could do.
You know, sometimes it just comes at the right time. Unfortunately, you're in the middle of a treatment, and then all of a sudden you walk by and you see a Make-A-Wish star, or we get an email or something talking about it, and wow, it just all brings us back to that positivity again. And before you know it, we take our focus off of the spinal tap, and now we're on to her wish.
My wish is going to be a playhouse, and it's going to be in the basement in a corner.
We just kind of had to sit back, and the ideas just started flowing.
I'm going to have locks so my brother and sister can't get in. When I'm in the hospital, I think about my playhouse. Make-A-Wish is making my wish come true.
I'm Hannah. I'm 19 years old. When I was 16, I was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, and my wish was to go to the Florida Keys.
You could tell Hannah at times was not feeling the best. The pain level kept getting greater. She had a pain in her leg that we thought was just a pulled muscle, and obviously it turns out that it was much more serious than that.
We decided that it was probably best to go to the doctor and actually get it checked out. So we went into my normal doctor. They did an x-ray of my hip and leg just to see if there was anything wrong. And later that afternoon, we got a call back saying that your x-ray looked really funny and you have to go into the Children's Hospital tomorrow morning and get an MRI. And that's when I was really scared. I was like, this is more than just a sprain. So then we went back to a room and sat down, and I was told that you have cancer.
When Hannah was diagnosed with cancer, it was probably the scariest day of our lives. You never expect to hear that about your child.
I was in complete shock. I never would have expected something like that. I mean, I was always healthy, always active, and then to hear cancer, I immediately thought, like, I could die.
The treatments were very rigorous, and it really took a lot out of her. Radiation treatment was horrible. She had burns so bad on her body that you just kind of wonder, it's like, what are you doing? It's like you need to follow the protocol to treat the cancer, but watching them go through the things that they go through is very heartbreaking as a parent.
I was really hesitant at first. You know, they're like, you have an opportunity to get a wish. You can do whatever you want.
We didn't really know a lot about Make-A-Wish, and we did not ever want to feel like someone else wasn't going to get a wish if Hannah did.
After some convincing from my family and from the doctors at the hospital, I was like, I do deserve to go do something fun. I deserve to have a fun time with my family. We need a trip together to do something just to enjoy each other's company and have fun. Make-A-Wish is an incredible organization, and it really does change the lives of kids battling life-threatening illnesses. It gives people something to look forward to and be excited about and plan for. And it's just an awesome, awesome organization.
It's a wonderful organization, but I didn't realize how much they do for families, how much positivity they bring. And
man, wish is a big word, but man, it really is a dream come true for her.
Make-A-Wish has given us a great memory that we'll never forget.
Make-A-Wish is a really nice organization, helps kids.
It's an organization that really makes dreams come true for children and families that maybe A, didn't realize that they even had the opportunity to do that, or B, didn't have the resources.
The things that you guys do are incredible. The wishes that you grant for kids, I just don't think anyone can thank you enough for all of that.
So if you know somebody that's in need or has been through a challenge in their life, certainly reach out and introduce Make-A-Wish. They're an extremely wonderful organization.